November 17, 2020, I remember I got a phone call from my sister with the most tragic news. I was at work during that time and I was not able to leave immediately from work, but once I got the chance, I left and I rushed straight to the hospital. They checked me in and they took me to the room that you were staying in. I remember walking in and you were laying in bed with so much pain and I just felt helpless. So all I could do at the time was hold your hand and pray to God that everything was going to be okay. My earliest memory with you was when I was younger. Every time you would come over, you would always bring me a piece of candy. Always make sure that it was my favorite and you made sure to bring it every time you came. The year I was born, you gave up alcohol completely, and since then you've been sober. So I like to think myself as the miracle who changed your life. Time is not granted, but we make sure to create memories and spend time with loved ones during our time on earth. So I am so thankful for the second chance God gave you in life. I am also glad I was there for you during your hospital stay, during the recovery, and now we're celebrating another year in life. When I first got to the hospital, my sister told me of how you ended up here. She told me that you were doing your work like usual, and then suddenly you were up in a big ladder and it just collapsed while you were still there. You were then rushed to the hospital where they took you, and it was determined that you needed immediate surgery because you had broken your femur bone. They did all types of scans and hopefully you did not hurt your head because that would have been more deadlier. They took you to another room because you needed surgery, and I wasn't able to be there for you because of the COVID restrictions that were applied then. I remember I left to my house and I was just crying and crying until I fell asleep. The next day you called me and you told me that you were hungry and worried and scared and in so much pain. And I just felt helpless because there was nothing I could do. Then you hung up and then you went into surgery. Later that night, the doctor called me and told me that the surgery was successful, but it was going to be a long journey for recovery. Recovery from the fall was the most painful part of it all, but we took it one step at a time. 4 days after the surgery, they released you, and me and my sister went to pick you up, and we took you to my house so I can take care of you. I made sure you ate, took your medications, and we did therapy together. I knew that the aftercare from the hospital was the most crucial part of the whole process. If there was no aftercare or any type of therapy, then it would have just been a longer process to recover. I remember there was a lot of tears and a lot of motivation to push you out of bed because you were in so much pain at the time. But you remained strong and you were able to push yourself, and I was able to give you that extra push that you needed. And then 4 months later, you were able to walk without any crutches or a walker. Today, we're able to look back and reflect on those hard times. We recently celebrated 1 year since your fall, and I'm just so glad that for the second chance that you got in life. I know it's still not fully recovered, but I'm just glad that everything is back to normal. And I want to thank you for allowing me to take care of you and be there for you, just like you had always been there for me all these years. And I'm now able to help you recover, and I still am, and I'm just so thankful to have you in my life.